Valley Club, there's currently 12 characters in Marvel Strike Force that have awakened abilities. Some of them are great, and some of them are outdated and trashy, and some are available right now in the candy and turkey stores. So which one should you be investing in, and which ones should you be avoiding? I'm gonna rank every single awakened ability in this video so you know which ones to chase and which ones to run away from. So if you're ready to count them down with me, and you know what to do, Valley Club, find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin and I hope you are having an excellent day. And in case you're wondering what happened to my face, check out the video I did yesterday explaining it all. But in this video, we are gonna count down the awakened abilities in Marvel Strike Force, ranking every single awakened ability in the game. Some of them are free, some of them you have to farm, some are available right now, some are not available and never been available. So we're gonna count every single one down. But before we get to that countdown, if you haven't done so already, I do want to remind you guys, hit that subscribe button for more Marvel Strike Force content. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on the channel. Help you with all sorts of things, gameplay, news, answering all sorts of your questions from new player mid-game all the way to the end game. And if you want to stay notified as soon as we get a new video up, make sure you hit that notification bell. But let's start with the first set of awakened abilities. And the first tier I want to discuss is the Apocalypse tier. And Apocalypse is in its own tier because all of his awakened abilities are great and you don't need to purchase these. You get these just by doing the Apocalypse Saga. Once you finish the Apocalypse difficulty of the Apocalypse Saga, you should have all of these awakened abilities. So Apocalypse is in his own tier, and I think if you had to rank the best one of Apocalypse, especially his passive is very good, but I really like this ultimate. It lets you use the ultimate on turn 1 and hopefully get that empowered basic up and just smash at enemies. So all of Apocalypse's awakened abilities are on its own tier. They're great, but you don't have to do anything for them. Just beat the Apocalypse Saga 2 times. You get all this stuff for free. Now that the 4 awakened abilities for Apocalypse are out of the way, because those aren't really ones that you have to work towards. You don't have to really build towards them. You're gonna get them for free. I do want to discuss the rest of the awakened abilities because these are ones that you do have to chase. And there's a few awakened abilities that are valid in just certain game modes. So War Offense, Arena Offense, Crucible Offense, and we also have some awakened abilities that are just valid in War, and we also have awakened abilities that are valid everywhere. So we're gonna start to rank them by the game mode that they're valid in, and the first place I want to discuss is the Arena Offense only awakened abilities, and these are trashy at this point. At the time of the release of Black Cat, the Secret Defenders and the Secret Defenders hybrids were the arena meta. Well, this time of the Secret Defenders has passed now. You're probably not going to be using Black Cat ever in arena again, unless she gets a rework, goes onto a brand new team. But these awakened abilities for Black Cat are not going to be worth it. This one here just is only in arena offense. Her ultimate just available in arena offense, and her passive just is going to benefit her in arena offense. And since you're not using Black Cat or the rest of the Secret Defenders in arena offense anymore, don't invest in these. They're available in the raid store, and unless you just have a lot of raid credits and are trying to complete these characters regardless if you need these abilities or not, do not invest in the awakened abilities for Black Cat at this point. We're going to move on to the Crucible tier. We have 2 exclusive Crucible awakened abilities that affect Crucible offense. We do have his passive that also affects Crucible offense, because that awakened ability also is effective outside of Crucible offense. That one will not be in this tier. That will be in another tier. So we have 2 for Crucible offense, and that is the Green Goblin Classic Ultimate and the Green Goblin Classic Basic. Now his Ultimate is probably the better one. What it's gonna do is gonna give 2 more charges when he does his Ultimate, up to a maximum of 5. He does spawn with 3, so you can get 5 charges here. And what that does is allows him to counterattack, doesn't allow you to put ability blocks on him. So very good one. The basic is okay. It gives him more crit chance for every Spider-Verse offense character that is important only on Crucible offense. So this is probably the worst of the 2. And all of Green Goblin Classic's awakened abilities, the ones that we discussed here for Crucible and the one that we're going to discuss in just a little bit, they're all available in the raid store for elite raid credits. So there's only 2 characters that have awakened abilities for Crucible offense and Arena offense. I wouldn't invest in any of those for Black Cat and Arena offense. Crucible offense, you can start to invest in Green Goblin Classic, but let's move on to War. There's a lot of characters that have awakened abilities for War, and let's start at the bottom of the list, and that is the awakened abilities for Nova. The reason Nova is on the bottom of the list, well, the Nova team is probably the least meta team that we're going to discuss in this. We have the Nowhere team that's affected, we have the Mercs for Money that's effective, and we have the upcoming Astral team that's effective. All the Astral characters have awakened abilities that are going to be effective in War. But as far as the awakened abilities for Nova, I think the worst two would be the bottom of the list is going to be the special here. The awakened ability, what that adds is clearing all barrier on the primary targets, which is good. You do need to clear all barrier on some characters, but only War offense is not going to affect Null. And if this character has the Nova Force applied, well, it is going to be applying more bleed to the primary adjacent targets, and characters killed by this awakened ability or killed by this special cannot be revived. We also have the basic that has awakened ability, and what this is going to do is also going to clear all barrier on the primary and adjacent targets. Still only in War offense though. This character has the Nova Force applied. You're going to bonus attack for 250% damage, and still characters cannot be revived. And I think the third most valuable, or the third least valuable, the most valuable for Nova is going to be this passive. And the only reason you would do this on War offense, this character has charged 2 or more Nowhere allies. Cosmic characters cannot gain defense up. The only reason you would do this is for the mirror match. If you're going against Nowhere with your own Nowhere, don't see Nowhere on defense in War too much. So I think all of these would be not as valuable at this point. And if you want to build up your Nowhere team and want to get these awakened abilities for Nova, they are available in the raid store right now for normal raid credits. And moving on with our War only awakened abilities, let's talk about Old Man Logan. Now he does have 3 awakened abilities. 2 of them are going to just be for War only, which we're going to discuss now. Special we're going to discuss later because that one is available outside of War as well. And if we had to rate these, I guess the bottom one would be this basic. The awakened ability is gonna, if he has claws out only on War offense, he's gonna apply defense down, and he's gonna gain 2 regeneration. The ultimate also has awakened ability. This one is only on War offense also. It's gonna generate 1 special ability energy for 2 random mutant allies that were not at full energy at the start of the current turn. Both of these are good, but both of these are very, very skippable. The Mercs for Money with these awakened abilities, without these awakened abilities, still a very, very good War team. And if you're looking to get any of the awakened abilities for Old Man Logan, the 2 that we discussed for War offense or the one that we're discussing coming up, all of them are available. I've seen all of them in both the turkey store and the candy store, so hopefully you get luck having him show up there for you. And at the top of the War awakened abilities are all of the awakened abilities for the Astral team. The reason the Astral team gets a nod, all of their awakened abilities are for War, so not just for War offense or War defense, just for War. A quick note about the Astral team, every single one of their awakened abilities is just extending some of the bonuses that they're getting in Battle World. It's extending it to War. And note this week, Doctor Strange and Moondragon should have their awakened abilities in the turkey store this week. So if you're looking to build up their awakened abilities, that is where you could get awakened abilities for Moondragon and Doctor Strange. As of me recording this, Ancient One, Emma Frost, and Shadow King still have not been released, so no word on when we're gonna get their awakened abilities. All of them have at least 2. Shadow King does have 4 awakened abilities, so we're gonna discuss them in order. And all of the awakened abilities for the Astral team will help you in War, but at the bottom of the list, in my opinion, is the ultimate for Moondragon in War. It's gonna apply Disruptor for 2 turns to all enemies. Good move, but I think there's some better moves that the Astral team has. Next, in my opinion, is the awakened ability for Emma Frost. Again, a good move, but if we had to rate these, this would come in right above the Moondragon ability for me. And this is a special in War. Bury yourself in all Astral allies and X-Men allies by 20% of this character's max health. Once this character is fully built up, that 20% could be pretty big. Initially, that will be a small 20%, so the more barrier, the better, in my opinion. Next on the list is awakened ability for the special of the Ancient One in War. This is going to apply speed up to self and all allies. In some battles, the speed won't matter. In some battles, this will matter immensely. So this is where I have this rated right now, but depending on the matchup that you're trying to beat with the Astral team, this may be very, very important, but special for for the Ancient One is just going to get that speed up, and like I said, may or may not make a difference depending who you're fighting. Next on the list is the awakened ability for Moondragon's passive. As you can see, I did purchase this in a turkey store a few times, but in War, when an enemy attacks this character or an Astral ally, you're going to bury yourself in all allies by 5% of this character's max health. And I do like these passives, these T4s or awakened abilities that affect the entire team. And as of me recording this, Shadow King is still not out in the game yet. He has awakened abilities on every single one of his abilities. And even though Shadow King is not available right now, you can get some of his awakened basic abilities, both in the bang for your buck milestones and in the Alliance donations. On the first box, the third box, and the fifth box, you have one each for the Awakened Basic for Shadow King right now. And if we had to rate them, I would think the Basic is a great one, but that comes in the lowest on the list. In War, you're gonna apply Blind to the primary target. After that, I think we go with the Ultimate, and what the Ultimate Awakened ability is going to do in War, you're going to prolong the duration of all negative effects by 1 for all enemies. That is a strong move, reminiscent of that Scarlet Witch Ultimate there. The Shadow King passive Awakened ability in War, enemies will not be able to spawn with immunity. That could be big in certain battles. Next Awakened ability is going to affect Wong in War. So when an enemy attacks this character or an ally, you're going to gain a charge, and at the end of turn, Doctor Strange has 5 or more charges. You're going to summon Wong, and what the Awakened ability does in War, the summon Wong is going to spawn with 2 death proof, 2 safeguard for 2 turns, and 80% speed bar, so that Wong is not going to die right away when he comes on the field. So stronger Wong for War for Doctor Strange passive. Next, in my opinion, is the Awakened ability for the passive of Emma Frost. What it says in War, whenever this character or an Astral ally or an X-Men ally gains disrupted, clear all disrupted and apply immunity on that character. Obviously, if you have trauma on that character, it's not going to clear it, but any other time they're going to have immunity, which is very, very good. Next in our War tier is the Shadow King Awakened ability special in War. Spread all negative effects except for stun and trauma from the primary target to all adjacent targets. So kind of like that Spider-Gwen special. Very, very strong, but only in War for Shadow King. The Ancient One passive is next on the list. What this is going to do in War, on spawn, apply a safeguard to self and all astral allies. Also in War, if this character has 3 or more astral allies at the start of any match, enemy characters cannot spawn with taunt. And in War, on turn, prolong the duration of all positive effects by 1 up to a maximum of 3 on self and all astral allies. Very, very strong move. And in my opinion, at the top of the War abilities is the ultimate for Doctor Strange. In War, generate 3 ability energy for self, apply 2 counters, 2 death proof, 2 deflect to self and all astral allies. I do like these passives and moves that affect the entire team. This one is no different, and hopefully you have luck having this one show up in the Turkey store for you. So Valley Club, those were the Awakened abilities for Apocalypse and the game mode specific Awakened abilities. The rest of these Awakened abilities will be valid in every single game mode. So let's start with this list. We're gonna work our way from the bottom of the list to the top, and at the bottom of the list, in my opinion, is the Awakened ability for Ares Basic. What this is gonna do, add 20% damage to the primary and secondary targets, gaining immunity. Now, Ares is more of a war character, but this ability affects in every single game mode. So that is why this is on the list. And the Awakened abilities for Ares, a lot of them should be in the Turkey/Candy store right now. Now, moving on with the list, I do want to discuss Blade. Some of his abilities are available in the Turkey store, not all of them. He's a newer character, so eventually I do think they're all going to be available. But if we're moving on with the list, the one right above the Ares Basic is the Blade Basic, which is going to add 20% extra crit damage to Blade's Basic. Captain Britain has 4 Awakened abilities available. His passive Awakened ability is available right now in the Bang for Your Buck milestones if you're shooting for those. I guess the Basic was available at some time, I think in the candy store at one point, but that is the next one on this list, and that is the Basic for Captain Britain. What this is going to do is going to clear all positive effects on the primary target. And moving on to the next Awakened ability, it is a special for Old Man Logan. We already discussed the Basic and the Ultimate when we're discussing War abilities, but the special here, it is not just tied to War. What you're going to do, you're going to apply a revive once, so random docking ally. Also in this move, you're applying a revive once to Old Man Logan as well. So a bunch of revive onces, and if you have docking on the team, this is a great one, not just for War, also in Crucible or any other game mode that you're going to use that pair together. Next on the list is the Ultimate Awakened ability for Captain Britain. What this is going to do, always clear negative effects on this character before this Awakened ability. Only if this character's health is below 50% would you clear all the negative effects on this character. So this is going to help you in any game mode that you're going to use Captain Britain once you have that character unlocked. Next on the list is Green Goblin Classic. Now, we did discuss 2 of his Crucible offense only abilities in his Basic and his Ultimate, but next is his passive here. And what this is going to do on Crucible offense, it's going to apply defense up for 2 turns to self and all superior 6 allies, but the big thing here, this happens not just in Crucible offense. While this character is charged, he's going to gain a 40% chance to counterattack for self and all Sinister 6 allies. Now, when he's charged, he is going to counterattack, but he's also going to extend that to Sinister 6 allies while he's charged as well. So this is a great one if you have the resources for it. This one is going to be available in the raid store with elite raid credits. Next on the list is the Ares Ultimate Awaken ability. What this is going to do, apply ability block for 2 turns instead of 1 turn. You're going to flip 3 negative effects instead of 1 negative effect. The great thing about this move is not just for war. Next Awaken ability is another great run from Blade. This is the special, and what you're going to do with this Awaken ability, clear all negative effects from self, and you're going to clear 1 negative effect from all allies. This is not just for Night Stalker allies, any allies. So great move, not just in the raids, not just in war, but any game mode. Next on the list is the Awaken ability for the Captain Britain special. If the primary target does not have barrier, you're going to apply stun. With the Awaken ability, you're always going to apply stun. Next Awaken ability on the list is the ultimate Awaken ability for Blade. What this is going to do, applying blind for 2 turns to the primary and the secondary targets. I have seen this in both the candy and turkey stores. Next Awaken ability is the passive for Captain Britain, and like I said, these Awaken ability materials are available in the Bang for Your Buck milestones right now. What this is going to do, he's going to do an on-turn attack, 240% damage, flip immunity, applying offense down to each target. The Awaken ability is going to add drain to that, 20% drain for this on-turn attack. Next Awaken ability is a special for Ares, and what this is going to do, clearing all barrier on all enemies, and in war, you're going to apply trauma to the primary target. So the reason this makes the list is not because of the trauma, it is because they clear all barrier on all enemies. That's going to be important for the null boss and battle world. And yeah, this move will clear all the barrier, whether null has 1 million barrier, 8 million barrier, 12 million barrier. This move will clear it all, and then you can start attacking null's health. So this is a very good Awaken ability to chase after the special for Ares. And almost at the top of the list, the passive ability for Blade is a really good one, because what it's going to do on self or ally crit on the following ally turn, gain assist now. So more crits, more assists now for Blade, and then he's going to reduce some turn meter with his basic as well. You're also going to give more crit chance for self and all allies, so even more chance to crit and get that assist now from Blade. Very good move here. And last but not least is the passive ability for Ares. At the start of any match, enemy characters cannot spawn with Safeguard. He's going to gain Safeguard for 2 turns, but not having enemies with Safeguard, that is very important. This is why Ares for a little bit was a raid character, is still involved in Cosmic Crucible, and obviously Ares is a great war character. This is the move that gives them value in other game modes as well. Not having enemies spawn with Safeguard is huge, not just for war, but also Crucible and the raids as well. And potentially, maybe down the road, you could see him in the arena meta because you don't want enemies to gain Safeguard. You'll bring him in for this passive potentially. So that is my rank list of every single Awaken ability in game. Some of them were divided into game mode, but others are valuable in every single game mode. Some are available right now, and some have never been made available, and some are not available right now. So with that said, hopefully you enjoyed this list. Hopefully it gives you value in some of your purchases for the turkey store and the candy store, and what you may want to get in the raid store. And if you want to get some of these offers for some of these upcoming astral characters, extend some of their battle world bonuses into war. Hopefully you did get some value from this video, and if you did, leave it a like. It is free for you, tremendously helps the channel. And if you want to see what are the best plug and play characters in Marvel Strike Force, check out the video up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.